What if I told you one guy from the mountains embarrassed the biggest empire in the world for 25 years? Like, imagine a school bully who's huge, scary, and has a whole gang behind him. And one kid keeps beating him again and again. That kid was Skanderbeg. And by the end of this video, you'll know how Skanderbeg tricked, surprised, and outsmarted the Ottoman Empire so badly that even their greatest leader couldn't stop him. But here's the crazy part. Skanderbeg didn't start as their enemy. He started as one of them. Skanderbeg was born in Albania a long time ago, around the year 1405. Back then, Albania was full of mountains and small castles. But nearby there was a super powerful empire called the Ottoman Empire. And when I say powerful, I mean super powerful. They had huge armies, lots of money, and they were taking over country after country like it was a game. One day, the Ottomans took Skanderbeg when he was still young. They didn't just take him to be mean, they had a system where they took boys from places they conquered, trained them, and turned them into soldiers for their empire. So Skanderbeg was forced to live with the Ottomans. He had to learn their language. He had to learn their fighting style. He had to follow their rules. Basically, the Ottomans were trying to turn him into one of their best warriors. And guess what? Skanderbeg became amazing at it. He trained hard, fought hard, and became one of their top commanders. The Ottomans even gave him a new name, Skanderbeg, which means Lord Alexander, because they thought he was as great as Alexander the Great. So everyone thought Skanderbeg was loyal to the Ottoman Empire. But deep inside, he never forgot where he came from. Now here's where the story turns into a movie. In 1443, the Ottomans were fighting a battle against another army. Things were getting messy and confusing, and Skanderbeg saw the perfect chance to escape. So he did something bold. He ran away from the Ottoman army. But he didn't run away alone. He took about 300 Albanian soldiers with him. Then he did something unbelievably smart. He wrote a fake letter that looked like it was from the Ottoman Sultan, their leader. It was basically like making a fake permission slip from the principal. And with that fake letter, Skanderbeg marched into the city of Krujë, a very important fortress. He showed the letter and said, "The Sultan says I'm in charge now." And the guards believed him. They handed over the castle. Just like that, Skanderbeg stole a fortress without even fighting. And then he raised a red flag with a black double-headed eagle. That flag meant, Albania is free. And the Ottoman Empire was like, wait, what? Now you might think the Ottomans would crush him instantly. Because remember, they were huge and powerful. But Skanderbeg had something special. He had a brain that worked like a chess master. And he had the mountains. Albania is full of rocky hills, forests, and narrow paths. Skanderbeg knew every part of the land. He knew where to hide. He knew where enemies would get stuck. So when the Ottomans marched in with massive armies, Skanderbeg didn't always fight them face to face. Instead, he fought like a sneaky ninja. He would hide his army, then attack suddenly, then disappear again. Ottoman soldiers would be walking through the mountains thinking everything was fine. And then boom! Skanderbeg soldiers would attack from the trees. They would steal food, destroy supplies, and confuse the enemy. Then they would run away before the Ottomans could catch them. So imagine you're an Ottoman general. You bring 40,000 soldiers. You think you're about to win easily. But your army can't find the enemy. Your food keeps getting stolen. Your soldiers keep getting ambushed. Your men are tired, scared, and angry. That's what Skanderbeg did. He didn't fight the Ottomans like a normal army. He fought them like a shadow. But here's what makes Skanderbeg even cooler. He didn't only fight by sneaking around. Sometimes, he fought them in real battles too. And he still won. In 1444, Skanderbeg gathered the Albanian leaders together and convinced them to work as a team. This was hard because many of them didn't trust each other. But Skanderbeg basically said, "If we don't unite, we're all going to lose." So they formed a group called the League of Lezhë, which was like an Albanian superhero team. And together, they fought the Ottomans again and again. One of Skanderbeg's most famous battles was the Battle of Torville. The Ottomans had a bigger army. But Skanderbeg used clever tricks and smart planning. He made the Ottomans think he was weak, then attacked them when they weren't ready. And the Ottomans lost badly. After that, Skanderbeg kept winning. Not once. Not twice. Over and over again. It got so bad that the Ottomans started feeling embarrassed. Because how can the strongest empire in the world keep losing to one man in the mountains? It was like a giant getting slapped by someone half his size. Eventually, the Ottoman leader himself got angry. His name was Mehmed II. And this guy was a big deal. He was the same Sultan who conquered Constantinople, one of the most famous cities in the world. Mehmed II was like the final boss of the Ottoman Empire. So Mehmed decided, "Fine. I'll defeat Skanderbeg myself." And he marched into Albania with a massive army and surrounded the fortress of Krujë. The Ottomans attacked the walls. They tried to starve the people inside. They used siege weapons. They did everything. And everyone thought, this is it. Skanderbeg is done. But Skanderbeg refused to give up. He attacked the Ottoman camps at night. He kept surprising them. He kept finding ways to weaken them. And after months of trying, the Ottomans failed. They gave up and left. That was a huge embarrassment. Imagine the world's strongest leader showing up personally to win. And still losing. And what's crazier is, they tried again later. In 1466, the Ottomans came back. Skanderbeg fought them off again. Then in 1467, they came back again. And once again, they failed. At this point, Skanderbeg wasn't just a fighter. He was a symbol. People all across Europe started talking about him. Some people called him a hero. Some people called him the protector of Europe. Some people even called him the champion of Christianity. And stories about him spread everywhere. People said Skanderbeg fought like a lion. They said he never got scared. They said he was impossible to defeat. And honestly, after everything he did, it's easy to see why. Because Skanderbeg didn't just beat the Ottomans in battle. He made them look weak. And that matters. Because empires stay powerful when everyone believes they're unstoppable. But Skanderbeg proved the Ottomans could be beaten. And that's why he became legendary. But sadly, every hero story has a painful ending. Skanderbeg didn't die in battle. He didn't get defeated by the Sultan. He got sick. In 1468, Skanderbeg died from malaria, a dangerous disease. And when he died, everything changed. Because Skanderbeg wasn't just the leader. He was the reason everyone stayed brave. Without him, the Albanian leaders started fighting each other again. They weren't as united. They weren't as strong. And little by little, the Ottomans came back and finally took over Albania. But even though Albania eventually fell, Skanderbeg's story didn't disappear. Because here's the real lesson. Skanderbeg proved that you don't have to be the biggest to win. You don't have to have the biggest army. You don't have to have the most money. Sometimes, all you need is a smart plan, a strong heart, and the courage to never give up. That's why Skanderbeg is still remembered today. In Albania, he's like the greatest hero of all time. They have statues of him. They tell stories about him. And that black eagle flag he raised? That symbol became part of Albania's national flag. So when people ask, how did Skanderbeg humiliate the Ottoman Empire? The answer is simple. He outsmarted them. He used the mountains. He surprised them. He fought bravely. And he never gave up even when the strongest empire in the world came knocking. For 25 years, Skanderbeg made the Ottoman Empire look like it wasn't so unbeatable after all. And that's why he'll always be remembered as the rebel general who stood up to an empire and made it blink first. If you enjoyed this story and want more epic history heroes like this, hit like and subscribe. And if you want another insane underdog story, watch the next video because the next one is even crazier.